Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy MoistCritikal. Today we got to talk about how Canada is getting absolutely roasted. I'm not talking about some sick burns. I'm talking about raging fires from coast to coast to coast. Shit's so bad that New York is turning doom orange and even Wall Street is choking. This isn't no joke. Millions of people are being exposed to air pollution and thousands have had to evacuate. Now, you might be thinking, why the hell haven't we done anything about climate change yet? It's not like we don't have the scientific knowledge or the cleaner alternatives. The EPC made it clear last year that the barrier is the fossil fuel interests who care more about their profits than our safety. We know exactly which companies are robbing us of clean air and a secure future. We can even measure which oil companies are responsible for these wildfires. But these oil executives are still calling the shots. Internationally, big oil has been taking over the climate talks for decades. And what do we have to show for it? The Paris Agreement doesn't even mention fossil fuels, oil, gas, or coal. And we're on track to produce 110% more of these resources by 2030 than we can burn. It's time for our governments to grow some balls and stand up to big oil. We need a new international agreement on fossil fuels to complement the Paris Agreement if we're going to manage the decline of fossil fuels production in an equitable and fair way. But it's not just the international scene that's messed up. Even the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau promised to do whatever it takes to keep people safe, but backed another loan guarantee for the Trans Mountain Pipeline. That's some serious bullshit right there. He's not alone though. Biden just approved the Willow project and more. These leaders declare a climate emergency while approving oil and gas projects. It's just like saying we must act on climate change, but my expansion of fossil fuels is okay. It's an attitude that we just can't afford anymore. The oil and gas companies have been at this for over 5 decades, muddling the truth and blocking progress. They've spent millions on peer campaigns to convince the public that expanding fossil fuels is safe, reasonable, and unavoidable, and that the alternatives are problematic and unreliable. Canadians are alarmed about climate change, yet are largely unaware that most of Canada's carbon pollution comes from fossil fuels like oil and gas. We need to educate ourselves and take action. Regulating these fossil fuel companies is key. We can't negotiate with them anymore. Their net zero pledges are meaningless. They don't need our money. In fact, they use it against us. Just look at the Koch brothers, who have funded anti-climate and anti-clean energy campaigns. It's time for our governments to represent the people and not the fossil fuel profiteers. We need to phase out fossil fuel production and emissions and create plans that support communities and workers who are dependent on these resources. But we can't stop there. Wealthy fossil fuel producing countries like Canada need to support developing countries to be part of the transition to clean energy so it can happen quickly and fairly. It's time to take action and stop burning ourselves, both politically and literally. 101 Nobel laureates and over 3,000 scientists are calling for a fossil fuel non-proliferation treaty. 6 countries and 84 subnational governments have already endorsed it. It's time for your government to get on board too. That's about it, guys. Stay safe and stay informed. Peace out.